What's up, guys? Back with another video with our Halifax Armada. Today we're going to be doing the NHL draft. We're going to start our off season with this new team, and there's a lot of sorting out to do on this roster. So we got a lot of expiring contracts, as you can see. Got Patty Kane, Cam York, Bjorkstrand, Zegras, like a lot of guys here. And we're going to try and move a lot of guys because we're running out of cap room. So a lot of trades to be made in this video. So stay tuned for that. I think we want to move maybe Tom Wilson, but also I think we're going to go with Brock Nelson out the door instead. I mean, we have to choose one of these guys to keep because they're both making too much money. They're getting a little older. I think it makes more sense to get rid of these guys and let our younger guys grow. Trevor Zegras is going to have to go as well because he's asking for 10 mil. Cam York, same thing. He's asking for something ridiculous like 12 mil. If you're wondering why my audio is not really syncing to the gameplay, I realized that 16 minutes, the first 16 minutes of my video, the audio cut out, which really sucks, and I was pretty pissed off about it, but we're just going to voice over this part of the video, and from 16:42 on, the video is going to be normal, and it's going to be my live reaction from when I was playing. If this is an inconvenience to anyone, I'm really sorry, but it is what it is, so let's move on. So here we were looking at potentially signing Patty Kane, but as you can see, he wants 2 years at 6.7, which is a little much in my opinion. We're also thinking about signing Bjorkstrand, who's also asking for quite a bit of money. I mean, everyone is asking for a lot of money. As you can see here, Zegras, 10 mil. So I think we got to move him, right? Like, we're not paying him 10 mil. And let's see our Cam York, 12 mil. Like, come on. We're not signing Cam York to 12 mil. He was barely cracking our roster. He was getting healthy scratched in our playoff push and our end of the regular season push. So I think it's a no-brainer that we have to move Cam York, Zegras, and either Brock Nelson, Tom Wilson, and probably Brandon Tanev, right? Because he's got that 2.5 mil cap hit, and we could just replace him in the lineup with Icy-Mont, same type of player, for 2 mil cheaper. And we got a lot of forwards who can fill those roles of those players that we were looking to get rid of. So we're looking to bring up Brad Lambert, Will Carlson, and Pinto will be our other centermen. Here, the draft lottery. Buffalo ends up winning it. They move up 9 spots. Ottawa moves up 6, and then San Jose, who picked Michael Misa, and they picked Lawrence Hutton last year. They already have a sick young core. They get the 3rd overall pick, right? So their young core is going to be even better. The Islanders also with the 3rd and the 11th pick. They're also building quite the prospect pool there after last year's draft with Matthew Schaefer and 2 other first-round picks. Now they're going to add 2 more first-round picks. So, yeah, they're really building something there in New York and in San Jose. And we'll talk more about that later. As you guys know, we don't have a first-round pick, but we're looking to move into the first round, absolutely, with the players that we're trading away. So stay tuned there's many trades here that are going to be going on in the draft. Taking a look at the draft class, it's a lot of wingers at the top, but there's a lot of talent, a lot of medium elites up to like the 6th pick. It's all medium elites, right? And Jordan Gavin is also a good centerman. Got Zachary Moore in there, who can sometimes be low franchise or medium franchise. So lots of options there. We're going to checking out the retired players here. Pietrangelo was a shocking one because he's only 35, right? But, he's battled a lot of injuries in the past. that's a decision that he made, probably based on his health. And Weber there, we knew he was retired, but officially retired. Same with Nick Backstrom and TJ Oshie. Nick Backstrom, 1,000 points. Goalie-wise, Fleury and Price. I mean, Fleury actually retired this year as well. Or last year in this universe, but Carey Price just calling her quits. Obviously, Grosnick as well. Yeah, that does it. That about does it for the retirement class of 2026. 1,000 points for Backstrom. Couple 600 points to point defensemen in Weber and Pietrangelo. And a couple more guys there that called their quits. Shea Weber became a scout. And we're going to skip those draft interviews. So here it is. The NHL entry draft. I believe we just jumped right in. Yep. And as you can see here, the Buffalo Sabres are willing to give up the first overall pick. So we actually end up trying to make a trade with them, but it doesn't end up working out. We were thinking that since we were getting rid of Zegras and Cam York, we could just trade them both for the first overall pick, but they didn't accept that because of they wanted to keep more cap space, so they didn't want to do that one, which would have worked out pretty great for us, but at the same time they want to keep their cap space for other things, so that makes sense for them. But yeah, we go on for a bit here, trying to get this first overall pick. So if you want to skip through a few minutes here, because you know that what's going to happen is that Buffalo's going to keep that pick, and we're going to unsuccessfully try and get it for them. So, yeah, I mean, I really do apologize for this. It sucks. I mean, no one's more pissed about it than me, but anyways, from 16:42 on in the video is just my normal live reaction. So, it's not too bad. I think we were really debating trading Brad Lambert and Esaramo together to get that first overall pick. And I will tell you guys, I was really thinking about it. But I think that trading two medium elites, like a medium elite defenseman and a medium elite center for a medium elite winger is what we would have picked that first overall. I think that we made the right move keeping our defenseman and our centerman. In the long run, eventually the Sabres do end up picking Svidov here. So, yeah, I think this is where we end up. We're debating Ramo or Lambert. But, yeah, moving on, I think Brad Lambert at 79 overall, he can be our third-line center next year, I believe. So, and Ramo, we're going to keep growing him. Obviously, he's probably going to be on the third pair again because we still got the same top four in Slavin, Ekblad, Pesce, and Harley. And we still got Justin Barron as Esaramo's partner. But if Esaramo grows up to like a 83, 84, we might have to move him up and move Pesce down to the third pair. Remember, Pesce has a no-trade clause. So that is also in for next season, but the year after that, Pesce's no trade clause runs out. So maybe that's someone we move if Ramo is able to replace him in the lineup. But that's something we'll talk about in the live commentary. For now, yeah, we're just looking at the guys that we can get at 15 in case we want to trade up for the Washington Capitals first-round pick. And we check out this guy, Skylar Nugent-Hopkins. He's got pretty good attributes. He's got that medium elite potentially. As you can see, Sabres pick Viktor Svitov. And he's a pretty good playmaker. Obviously, he's going to be something special for them. They need something over there in Buffalo, so hopefully he's good, right? But yeah. So yeah, we're trying to trade for that 15th overall pick, right? And we got a lot of assets to move, so this should be easy. And what do? We were thinking about trading Tom Wilson right here. But you know what made us think otherwise is that, first of all, he grew to 87. He had a pretty good year for us, even though he didn't get a point in the playoffs. He's a real identity player for us, and we didn't want to just flip him back to Washington, so we ended up giving up Trevor Zegras, who we got to boost our offense at the end of the last season. He did that, but now that he's asking for $10 million, I mean, I don't think he's worth it, so throwing him in here for a first rounder I think is a fair deal. And Washington can deal with his tall ask of a contract at $10 million per year. We weren't ready to pay him that. Maybe Washington is, and the Zegras suitcase era continues as he goes from Anaheim to Philly to Halifax and now Washington. Now we got Ottawa on the clock. But we're not done making moves here, boys. Not at all. So next we're looking at the Winnipeg Jets first round selection, because they're also willing to give it up. We've made some deals with Winnipeg in the past, obviously getting Brad Lambert from them. And we find this Matthias Landeskog guy whose attributes look really, really good. And he's got 4 goals and 5 assists in an A+ league, right? So he's the guy we were targeting. So once we saw that, we're like, yeah, we're going for that 24th overall pick here from Winnipeg. And we know what assets we want to give up, right? So there's still Brock Nelson we want to give up. Here we're looking at the players that we traded over to Winnipeg at the start of the year for Brad Lambert. But finishing with what I was saying, we still got some guys that we want to trade. Like Brock Nelson, Varlamov is also on the block, and Brandon Tanev, right? So, and Cam York, obviously. So, moving up in the first round is something that, with all these assets, we thought was a good idea to get some value back for these assets that we have to move to make cap room, right? So here we're looking at moving Nelson because, as you can see, we got Carlson and Pinto already that we want to keep, and we got to make some room down the middle for Brad Lambert, right? So I think we end up moving Brock Nelson here because we don't need him on the left side either, as we have Will Cooley, we have Nick Ehlers, and on the right wing we got Tom Wilson, and we might end up keeping Patty Kane. Who knows, right? So let's see. We were really thinking about trading Tom Wilson, by the way, guys, but if he really does drop down that much, he still doesn't have that full no-move clause, so we can end up moving him to a variety of teams. Even though he has that 15 modified no-trade clause, there's 17 teams that he can go to. So if he really drops down and that $6.5 million contract doesn't look so good anymore, then that's when we're going to move Tom Wilson, but not today. Tom Wilson will hopefully be a part of your armada for year 2. So we're getting closer to the 1642. I believe this is the last trade we make before the live commentary. So once again, I do apologize. Thank you guys for sticking around this long. I really appreciate your patience through this situation. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. But here we're trying to get a guy to come back the other way so that this trade works, and we end up finding Luke Shen. And the value looked a bit on our side, so we ended up throwing a 5th round pick for next year. And that's the trade, boys. Bang! Trade accepted. Brock Nelson, best of luck with Winnipeg. And so, yeah, Trevor Zegras for the 15th overall pick and Brock Nelson for the 24th overall pick so far is what we got at this draft. Still more moves to come, boys. Don't worry. So next up, we wanted to get another pick in the first round, right? And we obviously want to move Cam York. Cam York is next on the trade block. He has to go. We're not paying him $12 million. So also Tanev, we wanted to trade, and we ended up doing the fine trade. I believe we trade him for a couple thirds to Buffalo. So that's the best deal we got there. And that frees up another $2.5 million for a replaceable player. I mean, he was a good player, but Icy Mont fills that same role, $2 million less. And now I will be passing it over to the live commentary. I would move Pesci, boys, to let Bramwell grow, but we're going to keep him for one more year because, watch, he's got a no-trade clause for this year and the year coming up, and then he's available to be traded. I think that's going to be it for the roster players that we want to move once we move Cam York. Unless, boys, we move Varlamov, right? Of course. Let's see here. I just want to check if Varlamov dropped or anything. I think we might have to move him, boys, just to clear up a bit more cap space. He's 37 years old, and I think we can rely on Joseph Woll. So, yeah. Varlamov as well. But first, let's focus on getting rid of Cam York here. Getting as much value back as we can. First, let's find a team that has the cap space and wants him. Boston wants Cam York, and they got the cap space for him. What if you give me your first for next year, and also your first for this year? And to make the deal go through, give me your shittiest player, Jamel Smith, I think. Giovanni Smith, sorry. And we're going to try and make that go through. And it does, boys. Couple firsts for Cam York. We might have been able to get a bit more, but hey. He's off the team. Boston's going to have to sign him to a $12 million contract, so I'm happy with a couple firsts for him. We might have been able to get more with the RFA offer sheet, but I don't want to mess around with that. Now you got 3 picks in the first round, and we got a nice pick for next year. I mean, Boston could be a really bad team next year, so we shall see. One more trade we want to make, I believe, is only Varlamov, right? That's the only player left that we want to get rid of. Yeah. Yep. Everything else is good, so let's see what we can get for Mr. Semyon Varlamov. He had a good year, man. But he's making a little too much money for my liking. This is the only trade that, I mean, Montreal's the only team interested in him. And this is the only trade that we don't get cap back, so we're going to do this one. 2 fourths for Semyon Varlamov. Thank you for your service. Best of luck in Montreal. And there we go, boys. That'll do it for our trades on this draft. Now we get to focus on building our prospect pool here. So our first pick's going to be the 15th overall. Let's see here. Still some medium elites over here. We'll see what's available when we get to 15 here. Draft activity. I kind of want to see everything we just did. I mean, we're really trying to win the draft here. We're definitely the busiest team in the draft. But yeah, there's the trades that we made. Do that. But yeah, there it is. Let's keep going. Definitely a very busy draft for the Armada, just like last year. But I believe that all the moves we made will make us a better team in the long run. So let's sim to pick 15, and let's see what we got here available. So medium top 6, medium top 4, medium top 6 defenseman. Everyone seems to be around 60 overall around now, and Zachary Morin, still a low franchise. That's why that name is something familiar, man. At 7th overall to Nashville. All right. Medium elite, Prusek, Gavin. So Ottawa gets a sniper, Buffalo gets a playmaker. A lot of wingers in this draft. Novoseltsev goes to San Jose, boys. They end up with a 3rd pick again, and man, they're stacked. They're gonna be stacked. I mean, wow. I'm gonna look at them in a second, but Jordan Gavin, centerman. It's the first center to go. Medium top 6, medium elite winger, medium elite defenseman. Medium elite defenseman for Detroit, defensive defenseman. Medium top 6 grinder. Alright, let's focus on our pick here before we go see the Sharks' unreal prospect pool. So, I think we were looking at Skylar Nugent-Hopkins, boys. Pretty good player in a pretty good league, right? I don't think anybody else is putting up those stats. I mean, right defenseman Yuri Suglobov. 1 goal, 7 assists in 37 games. That's also pretty good. Offensive defenseman righty. Might be what we need. I'm torn between these two here, honestly. It seems like Nugent Hopkins has the better stats and he's more scouted. So we're going to go with him, boys. Play it safe. Go with Skylar Nugent Hopkins. From Switzerland. Welcome to the team. Oh boy. Medium top 9 playmaker. Well, that was a miss, boys, unless we can somehow develop them. That was a miss, boys. Man, alright, I thought we had found something there. To be honest, it doesn't seem like we could have made that much of a better pick. I mean, everyone around him is also medium top 9. Yeah, so I don't know if we really missed out. Suglobov was also medium top 6, so I don't know, boys. Doesn't seem like we could have done much better. I think we're going to go with Matthias Landeskog here to make sure that we get him, because he seemed like a stud, boys. He definitely seemed like a stud. Let's see if we can make up for our last pick. That's better, yeah. It's the type of player you wanted at 15, but at 21, getting Matthias Landeskog, I like that. 67 overall, playmaker. He's already got pretty good speed, pretty good offensive awareness. Yeah, I'm happy with that pick. Let's skip ahead to 24 here. Let's see what we can get here. Matthews and Teixeira both have medium elite. But I don't love how little stats they have. Sorry, boys, I had to take care of something there, but we're back. So there's a medium top 6 here, guaranteed. Nico Hearn. He's 4 years away, but guaranteed a medium top 6. Sorry, sound there, boys. There's also a medium elite here. Seems to have a really good stat, right? So maybe one of these guys. Or even Alex Huang. Is that how you pronounce it? Huang? He actually seems to have some really good stats. But who knows, man? It's kind of a shot in the dark at this point. If we're going off stats alone, like attributes, it's going to be Katzen or Huang. Alex Huang. 12 and 38 in the C- league as a center. I'm trying to see Huang here. 8 and 13. He's looking like the best prospect, boys, so I think we're going to go with Alex Huang. Unless there's someone I'm missing here. High elite. 21 and 32 as a left winger. I think we're going to go with Huang, boys. I don't think you can have enough right-handed defenseman prospects, so that's who we'll be going with. Alex Huang, welcome to the team. Offensive defenseman. He's medium top 6 defenseman, but he's 68 overall, so I don't mind it. That's a pretty decent pick. So now we gotta wait up until 60 to pick again. I'm fine with it, honestly. Let's see if we can get a steal here. In the second round. Late in the second round. This guy looks alright. It's the best attributes we've seen here. And he's also got that 2-bar medium elite. It's projected to go 85, but I think at this point, we're just trying to pick the best guy available every time and not look at the projected scouting position. So I think we're going to go with Jerry Somerville. Jer or Jerry? Like what? Jer Somerville. Jer Somerville. Man, good thing I don't have to get up and announce this pick. Clark Schaefer, is that like Matthew Schaefer's brother? Or something? I don't know. Yeah, we're going with Jer Somerville from the Liga. He's a medium bottom 6, boys. That's a miss in the second round. But to be fair, I don't think we're getting much better here. I mean there was better for sure, but we're kind of getting to the point where we're taking shots in the dark here. So let's try and see if there's any more steals. Maybe we take a chance on a goalie. Not a lot of good options left here. Clark Schaefer. Maybe we just go with the name here. Try and pick up Clark Schaefer. 284, medium top 9. Not bad. And I think we're going to trade the rest of our picks, boys, because there's not much left in this draft that I can really take a shot on. Actually, we got a lot of picks. We're going to trade 5 of them, our 5 latest, and we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 more shots here. Try and find hopefully something, right? Let's stick with Winnipeg. They've been a good trade partner. Trying to get 2/3 for next year. For sure. And a 6 and a 7. Give me everything you got for these picks, all right? So 2/3, 6 and a 7 for next year for a 4th, 5th, 6th, 6th, 7th this year. They get an extra pick, but we get 2/3, so I'm fine with it. I don't think we're going to get much more with those picks. But yeah, so let's see if they accept it. Trade accepted. All right, so we got a few more picks here to maybe try and find a diamond in the rough, but I don't have that high of hopes, so we'll see. Jonathan Capagaritis. Go him. 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years. Yeah, I don't know, boys. Mate Pekar. I feel like that name looks familiar. He's a center sniper. Let's take a shot on this guy. Bottom 6. Oh my god, boys. I'm gonna get flamed for this draft here, boys. Made some good moves, but pick-wise, I've been lacking. Hopefully we can find something here. I'm going to take a shot on this goalie. Yeah, I think so. I think that's the move. Lucas Beckman, medium starter, boys. All right. 55 overall, but he could turn into something one day. That's what we need. Another goalie in the pool. So I like that pick. Maybe we go for another goalie. Goalies seem to be hitting. Or do we try defenseman? 5'11" defenseman. I love that. Ooh, this goalie seems to have good stats. Medium backup, but I like his. I like this, man. He looks like he could be a good player. We're gonna try him. Medium French starter. I mean, that's not horrible. It's not great, but I think this is gonna be our last pick here in the draft. There's a low elite gem. I forgot to look at the gems, man. Is that the only gem we got? Yeah. Yeah, we're absolutely gonna pick him though. Low elite sniper in the 3rd round or 4th round. Welcome to the team, Joseph Spaulding. All right, that's a good pick. All right, we kind of redeemed ourselves with the last 3 picks there. We got a medium starter goalie, a medium French starter goalie. But Mate Pekar, that was a miss. Definitely some hits in this draft, definitely some misses. I would give myself like a B for this draft, considering all the moves we made. Yeah, could have been worse, could have been better, but I'm fine with it. And we're going to move forward here. So it's in the rest of this draft. And we're going to move on to the re-signing phase. So there you have it, boys. A lot of picks again in the 1st round and the 2nd round, just to build our pool for the future. I think we're in good hands for the future, boys. With Brad Lambert, with Esaramo, a lot more prospects that we picked throughout the draft in the last 2 years. You got Ramo, Lambert, right? A couple elites. You got Turcotte. That's only 24. Harley's 23. Cooley's 23. Spaulding, Landeskog, Bannister. Goalie-wise, you got Beckman now. You got Lundberg still, Hillebrand. You got a lot of goalies back there. We're going to have to choose who we want to keep as our prospects. Got Joseph Wall. All right, so expiring contracts include Bjorkstrand, Kane, Nyquist, Shen. Well, Shen's gone, but definitely a lot more cap space now. We're going to sim one day and see how much cap space we have here. Sign players. So we got 31 million in cap space now. And if we look at who we got to sign here, we got Kane, Bjorkstrand. So Kane's like 6 mil. If we want to re-sign him, he's like 7 mil actually. Well, let's see if he dropped. Still like 6 mil. 3 mil for Bjorkstrand. He dropped. Nyquist, 2 mil. So that's like 6, 3, 2. That's like 11. Probably 2 for Barron. So like 13 mil. If we sign all of these guys, boys, we still got 18 million to work with in free agency. So let me know what you guys would do with these expiring contracts. and I'll see you guys in the next video with the re-sign phase and free agency. So basically the rest of the offseason will be in the next video. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon.